Hello everyone, welcome to MrBenShow. Welcome to another reaction video featuring Patrick.
Me.
Today we're reacting to the PlayStation State of Play for Hogwarts Legacy that came out March 17th, 2022, which is yesterday.
Yeah.
We didn't see the gameplay because there's no way to get spoiled because we know the game exists. But now we can do a reaction video because we're in the same room and we're doing it. Yeah. J.K. Rowling's a cunt. We'll clap it over. I'm pretty sure this is the Shadow of Mordor team.
Oh, nice. I really love that game.
And Avalanche. Which is interesting, because that's the Just Cause people, I think.
Oh, okay.
Portkey Games. A Harry Potter specific studio now.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Ooh, that was a rough mouth shot. You see that?
Yeah.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
World?
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Yes. Melanin.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you are starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
I wonder if it's
a character every time.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I
You'll
wonder if
begin
it's
your studies
stat-based.
attending charms, defense
Like
against the
classes,
dark
you know?
arts, herbology, and
Like one has
potions
higher
classes,
intelligence
to
or
name a
something.
few.
One's higher black magic.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
That would be interesting.
Class,
Gardening or potions.
please
Right.
welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Hell yeah.
Shall we begin?
That would make
Welcome
sense.
to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite
because
of
you wouldn't
such
be able
a
to
challenge.
The best way to
do all 4
practice
as
is by
easily if it was
dueling.
by a
We'll
quiz.
start with you two.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out the answer.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Chinky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You may begin.
Not bad for a beginner.
Looks good.
Potions
Yeah.
is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this
I
school.
like how no.
Here,
there's
you'll
no...
meet your professors and learn to cast spells,
Graphic
grow
original
magical
characters.
plants, brew
Yeah.
potions, and more. In
Like,
between
fuck the
classes,
J.K. Rowling
you'll be
shit.
able to explore the castle famous
Not even that.
for
It
its
just
secrets,
it'll feel more
enchantments, and mysteries.
unique because you're not looking for any of that.
You'll discover
familiarity. It's
dungeons
like-
and secret
Yeah. I
passageways,
assume Dumbledore's here. That's the one.
Well, I guess
as
when
well as
that's
challenging
when
puzzles
takes
that will
place.
require
Yeah, that's
magical
true.
skill and a clever mind to solve.
That's cool.
This seems late.
You may even
Like,
find
this
yourself in
seems
iconic locations
modern.
you've never
Yeah,
been
I
able
would
to
think so.
explore before.
Yeah. Oh, the kitchen.
But it could be like
Oh,
the
the house.
1800s.
Oh, the bathtub.
It's the late 1800s, so
Oh,
while the common
there we
rooms
go.
and
That was
classes
great.
may be familiar,
Hell
most
yeah.
of your professors will not be. However, you may
Nice.
recognize a few faces.
That makes it the
It's
dead
so
people.
crazy that they just started
Join
talking
the
about
headless
that.
hunt. I'll be right there with them.
He looks
Sovereign is
awful.
sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm
From back there, like
You'll come to know this
he was,
eclectic
like,
group
loading
of
in
talented
as
witches
he
and
was
wizards
walking.
in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
5th years. So we're
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
Yeah.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all
slow,
you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student
take down your
I hope it's
distraction.
like a parry or something.
Who is this child? Do you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just
Yeah, but
yet.
in game. Oh, that popping. A lot of weird popping.
Reparo!
Okay. That's very location specific though.
Yeah.
I can't just rebuild the whole like ruins.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including
there's
blasting
puzzles like
curses,
that.
stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more. While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you.
Yeah, is that what they're talking
Mastery of the shield charm allows you to
saying
deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes. Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
It's so weird to see a group of people with wands fighting.
Yeah.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Oh, okay. That's better than a dodge roll. I'll take whatever that was.
A dash.
Yeah.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
We get to be powerful, more powerful than the professors.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
It just seems
on your path to become the ultimate duelist.
It seems like you're very easily able to like take on one or two people at once. Like
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
Like there were 4 wizards standing
In
there, but it
addition
seems
to
like only
classes and
one was
spells,
taking a
you'll have
peek at
access
you at
to a
once,
deep
you know?
set of upgrades,
It's like, no, I
talents,
want all
and
of them to
skills
shoot at me.
to aid
Yeah,
your
I guess
progression
that
as a
happens
wizard.
with difficult
Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience.
It's a
Level up your
it's still
abilities
a-
by choosing talents to upgrade your
Harry
spells,
Potter-esque
plants,
game.
and potions to
Harry
increase
Potter
their
world
power.
game.
Decide
Sure.
which talents
So,
best fit your playstyle
I'd
to allow
imagine
you
there's
to
an easy
focus on your
difficulty for
favorite
children.
types of magic.
That's cool.
You can also loot,
Different types of
buy,
magic.
or craft your own
That's
magical
kind of what
gear
we're talking about with the classes.
that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat.
Hell yeah.
Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Yeah, I was really hoping there was a lot of this.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in
don't like-
combat. As you
What?
hone your wand skills,
Crafting?
you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts progressing your development
but it's like
as a witch
essential
or
in
wizard.
this world.
Yes.
Brew potions that can
I just
increase
don't
your
like that
power when you need a
elaborate.
boost.
Like, I want to go into a menu and be like, boop.
Yeah, but
Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
in the wizarding world, you have to...
You can even unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies.
Oh, that's cool.
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
Oh my gosh, you
The
get to
goal of
brush
today
things.
is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
You get a broom?
Learning and mastering broom flight is
gonna
highly
be all I
recommended
do.
so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I'm just gonna only
I want
see a
you to do
broom.
my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
I want friends.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer
Just side
driven by
missions,
the justice she seeks.
I don't want this.
Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts,
I hate
connecting
it.
with them more
Not
easily than with
every
humans.
game could be Dark
What
Souls.
happens now?
So I'm so
Unafraid
sick
of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the
Yeah, I
restricted
mean, you need
section
the...
is Sebastian Sallow, a
Harry Potter
charismatic
lore.
Slytherin
We've been over this
You
boy.
can
Perfect cannot
You could
reverse
totally
a
do
curse.
that
with
all
a troubling
over
family
the-
secret.
Yeah.
Nothing can.
Or
The sooner you
in-game.
accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between
Like,
classes,
explain
and
the lore
regular
while it
gathering
looks like
areas.
that. Don't pull me out of the game.
Welcome
Right.
to the Room of Requirement.
But I get it. Like, interesting.
One of the most remarkable
It's still
secrets of
a
Hogwarts
movie
is
license
known as the
first and
Room of
foremost.
Requirement.
So, put the budget in the cutscenes.
What?
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and
I
then
just don't
provides
want
it for you.
the budget of the cutscenes to take away from the actual gameplay, because I think this
Since
has
you
so
need
much
to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear.
It's like a custom...
I don't like that it's real time.
A helpful
what?
house
It
elf
was real
named
time.
Deke helps you
Oh.
discover
But that's
vivariums that allow you to nurture
Yeah.
your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What
I
is
guess
it?
if you upgrade,
Deke isn't sure.
It has that...
Only
I think it
one
kind of
way
gives
to
it that,
find
like...
out.
You
I'm
can
still
freely
going to
customize this
school.
space to reflect your personality and magical
know.
specialties.
yeah.
This part's weird. I don't know what that has to do with going to school. Not every student gets their own plot of land, you know?
Yeah.
The
this
room
is
requirements I
interesting.
get because it does change
Not everything you
every
need
time
on your
someone
journey
enters it,
is
but-
available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
Nice.
From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear.
Gear.
But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side.
Which is
A band of dark
ridiculous.
witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest.
I want to see a
As the
boss.
school year progresses, dynamic seasons
they
and
haven't shown
climates
anything
will
too
fill
big
the
yet.
sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground
even
with
like
snow
Aragon.
or rain. Unique
This will
wizarding hamlets pepper
all-
the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have
I
stories to
think
tell,
the big boss fights
and missions with which they could use your
some
assistance.
Huge stake points of the game.
Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement. But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
Boss fight.
Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world.
That's the enemies. Like, I would prefer to go to different castles.
In Hogwarts Legacy.
Dragons. Still the Harry Potter music, so they're not fully getting away from it.
Yeah. But still, heck yeah. That's super dope. Maybe
That
they're
was
not,
your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
they might not be trying to do like huge bosses.
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Nice.
Real wizards behind the game.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
That's what I hate, is when a game is showing off in the middle of an E3 showcase and they decide to show this kind of shit.
The lore of the Wizarding World is
off the
already
game
so
first
rich,
and then
and
talking
all
about
we
it.
had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
But I also, like, they need to show that they love the world for the world.
We
and
really
not
want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the
Or
charm
human
and love
garbage.
for everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two.
So I think it's right.
Yeah.
They won't say
Just the
fuck J.K.
discovery of
Rowling,
like seeing
'cause
things
that's still
portrayed
paying
for the
the
first
bills.
time. Maybe they've
She
read
could pull the
something and had a
license.
picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to
She
get to
wouldn't do
touch
that,
it,
actually.
to walk around it.
You've got all these elements that can come together to create
But
this amazing
I would think
AAA
she would
open world
probably
action
have
RPG.
When it comes to the
say-so
open
of, like,
world,
I don't
it's
want
just
that
we
game
just
coming
knew
out.
it wasn't going to be
Yeah,
enough to
maybe.
just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Oh, look, there's a map.
Yeah, look like one section.
We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding world that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding world from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own.
It's a really pretty game.
Fans of the series will know that ancient magic
Like, for the frame
has
rate
been around
issues
for a
and stuff,
long
around
time, to
certain
say the
animations.
least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic.
The detail.
And the Avatar,
And it
the
still
player,
looks like very much
has
like
the ability to sense
the
it
other Harry Potter
and
games.
possibly wield it or
It's
control
that
it.
same.
Our process of development
like
started
Hogwarts still
with
looks like
rereading the
Hogwarts.
books. And over development, we reread the books many times.
It's new and
Every time we
familiar
start
at
with a
the
new
same
feature,
time.
we
It's
dig
just
into
nice.
that. And then beyond, we would
It's
go into
very
the
much
films.
their version of Hogwarts. Which
Being able to put
that's
our
what
own
I don't want.
spin on what
I
this
don't want
universe
them
is was a
I don't
pretty
want
big deal.
these.
That I helped
Yeah.
design a
And
piece that
these
nobody
are-
has ever
these
seen
are
before.
Fun
the
to play
Hufflepuff
because
common
of the
room.
meme, but
You know, as a
not-
Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that
more
fans will recognize certain names.
traditional
They'll recognize spells. They'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway. I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
I mean, movie games have their place because
when people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself.
I was thinking that earlier.
School, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
It's not. You just shouldn't
How to
wear
bring
shirts
Hogwarts
like
to life.
I mean,
that was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts
Right, I
is
mean, it's a nice shirt, but then
now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to lock it.
And of course, again, the sentient castle.
Did you record this and like get off camera and go use the bathroom and look
We've put
at
so many
us
little
up
secrets and
the mirror,
passageways
like,
and rooms in this castle.
God dang it.
We
I don't
recreate
wanna record
those
it now.
very important
Re-record
locations.
it or whatever.
And then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to. And we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really
the same footage.
got into those details.
I
And
guess
studied
there's a little bit of new
studied
footage.
architecture.
But that could have been for the old trailers. as well
I
as
hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Nice. The only thing it's missing are the
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts
classroom
Legacy
mini
State of
games.
Play. Our team is so grateful for
did
the
it show that?
excitement.
I think it showed
and
you
for the
making
passion
class like
that all of you
potions.
bring
But
to this.
They have
It's
that one
truly
game
what
with
fuels us.
the ball. With
On behalf
the,
of our
the
team
ball,
at
yeah.
WB
I think
Games
that's probably more
Avalanche,
wand training.
we
I'm
want
talking
to thank
about
you
like
for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
you know, when you had to go to class and they had the games where you like had to press the
That's our show.
button on the
We
right
hope you're
time.
excited for the magic to come.
Oh, you
See
want
you
that
next time.
stuff?
I don't, but it's part of it. They should have included it.
No, it's not part of it. It doesn't have to be a part of it. That was cool. It's a like I said, it's a really pretty game.
Yeah. Or even like Bully, how Bully had
I just don't.
classroom.
That's such
mini
an
games.
old thing.
It's not necessary, but it makes you feel like you're at the school. It's like, dang it, I still got to make time for my classes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that I guess that's more simulation than.
That's what I was saying. I don't
It's like
want
a different,
that.
yeah.
I want the menu and stuff like that.
Right.
I want to read a manual and then get a lore dump of why this potion exists, and then like go through a menu and just click it. Like, I don't need. I mean, I guess that is a gameplay version of that.
Right. It tries to
like,
make you feel like, you know,
they did
how
show
they would
that
feel.
for the potion though.
Right.
They're like, press A to add Hornswoggle or whatever it's called.
That's true.
But
you know what they didn't show? They didn't show if we get to choose our own. I forgot what it's called, companion or whatever. The little like owl or rat or cat.
they mentioned. I feel like they mentioned that way earlier. You do get to pick it.
Oh, did you? I probably looked right by it. Oh, I think. I mean, they
that
said
was,
something.
I think
when...
that was in a previous.
Oh, okay.
Like E3 showing or something. I remember them talking about that or something. Maybe that was a press release even.
Yeah.
A while ago, but you do get to pick your owl, or it's like a cat and whatever your animals are. Yeah, that's all. That would be super interesting. I just feel like. I mean, now with Elden Ring out, there's so much you could do with the world with in gameplay, and that has. I mean, that has always been refreshing with the From games, but I think it shows that you can make something that is just as story based and stuff like that with like, you don't have to have a 20-minute cutscene, or even 5 minutes is too long.
I mean, even the new God of War was no cutscenes. It was just...
No, there's definitely cutscenes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all one continuous shot, but it takes your control away in that shot. Like, it'll like pan out the camera and be like, okay, this is the cutscene time. And then it'll zoom back in, and then you're like, oh shit, I can control again. And you just keep going. Which is cool. That's one way to do it. I mean, there's many different game types. I just worry about, one, the cutscenes being so much of the budget that the gameplay suffers.
Oh, yeah. Like, you're just constantly triggering cutscenes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. For exploring this gigantic world and trying to find out lore and stuff like that, I don't want every corner I walk beyond.
Yeah, that's the worst. That is, like, every time you enter a new entranceway, it's like another NPC walks around the corner, like, oh, welcome to the wondrous woods. And
and that's what they showed me. I don't want that. With those minigame things, it's you press a button, and then you watch the animation in a pulled out screen of his hand going boop, and then it moves on to the next thing. So I'm gonna see the cutscene of him shuffling over there and then grabbing the next item and then doing it, and then I'm gonna press this button to add that one.
Yeah.
And that's so
I like the minigames strictly for the simulation of including class time. I don't necessarily like the minigame. I don't enjoy the game as much as I don't enjoy like actual class, but I like it included as like you can't just be a student and never go to class. So if there's not a mini game, there should, I hope, at least some sort of schedule you have to maintain, you know? So you're not like just...
I don't want that.
I mean, because then, like, you know, if you're just tardy all the time, you'll just get kicked out. You're never going to class, so like, you gotta get out of here.
Yeah, but like
You're uninvited.
Having me explore this open world with giant dungeons and
but you're a kid at school. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's just to be like, oh, I'm in the middle of this gigantic dungeon. I'm about to go out for a boss, and then be like,
you gotta leave Friday night when you have the weekend.
The class ring, the bell ring, and be like, I gotta go take my potions exam.
Yep. I mean, Harry Potter had to do it.
No, he skipped class all the fucking time.
Eventually, yeah, he did. And then everyone was just sucking his D. But like
by halfway into year one, he was just skipping class all the time.
There should be, I don't know. I just like the idea that like, it's the same as Bully. Like, you had to return to school during certain times, you know, like.
Yeah, there was but that was another thing. It like, Bully had a open world, but like, when it was class time, and when it was nighttime, you had to go to sleep.
Right.
When it was class time, like, it was like, okay, this is class time. You could go out, but like, actually, you don't have to go to class in that game. You can just completely skip class and then never get the perk points for your character.
Right.
But that's the whole appeal of class.
Well, then maybe they'll do something like that.
The appeal of that too.
Because each class probably upgrades different stats.
Yeah.
Accordingly.
And I'd imagine that there's if they do it that way, then you would have to. It would be. If they're doing the cutscene thing and like you need this thing to progress like they are doing or to explain more, it would seem that they would be like, okay, no matter what time, you go to class 1, and then you go to class 2, and then you go to class 3, and then you show up for those classes whenever. So, and then they won't progress until you take that class of that cutscene or whatever the fuck. Which could be fine or cool or whatever. But, like...
It'll make it more optional, too. Like, you can definitely focus on, like, what you truly want your character's build to be. Like, you could just completely skip dark magic if that's a specific option, you know? Like,
yeah, that's another aspect. I really hope they get into, like... I want those classes to matter.
Yeah.
As well. Like, if you're gonna make me go to class and make me watch these cutscenes and do stuff in the combat areas and stuff like that, I really want that to matter. The animals being there is cool. I don't understand how it benefits you for taking care of these animals.
I mean, it's just another part of being a student at Hogwarts, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
And they're missing Quidditch.
It's
like, they
like
showed brooms, but they didn't show that you could play Quidditch. So
yeah, the first shot of him on
kind
a
of a
broom
bummer.
wasn't it going past a Quidditch arena?
Yeah, but I don't think he was in it. I think he was just with some chick or something.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll come out with, like, a whole new Quidditch game.
Maybe.
That would be great. An updated online Quidditch game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The way that NPCs dress is so randomized that it looks like it's just random players, like, just with the craziest fucking gear, because all of these people dress like fucking maniacs.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, like that one ghost that come out and looked like fucking this crazy clown. It was crazy.
They all look like circus freaks or, like, Halloween costumes.
Why can't they just be circus professionals? They gotta be freaks.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, they're dressing in, like, I don't know, a red gown and then, like, a pea coat over it and then a giant witch's hat. It's like...
Yeah, that's the drip.
It's so weird.
That's the 18th century
and then you get
Hogwarts
four dudes
drip.
that... It looks like the character models, like, there's, like, select ones that look similar, and then everything else is just randomized with clothing.
Probably.
And it's just like...
That's probably what they did.
The computer, it doesn't know what to do with it. But
I mean, have you seen the movies? Some of the things they wear in the movies?
Yeah.
Pretty random. Like the newest Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Yeah.
No, I guess
all
I have.
those outfits are pretty...
I must have.
Because I think that's...
I have a vague memory of them.
That's around the same time, I think. Because that's all prequel.
I think that's like the 1920s or something. Because Dumbledore's still alive.
Yeah, but that's like... Bit. I mean, he's old as fuck, though.
Yeah, but it was like the early 2000s in Harry Potter.
He's like, he's like 90s. In his early ages. Like, he has still brown hair and shit.
Yeah. If he was like, he would have been like 70 or so, and I guess in that logic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say about Hogwarts. Do you have anything else?
I didn't see a Whomping Willow.
I didn't see a boss fight.
No boss fights.
I was pretty bummed.
I don't know how old the Whomping Willow is, so it may not even be a thing way back then.
Yeah. That's the tree, right, from the third movie.
Yeah, it's from there from the very beginning, but they don't really like come in contact with it.
I'd imagine once we go to the forest, we'll see something of that.
Yeah.
But we didn't see it. You're right.
Centaurs, that was cool. No unicorns.
Yeah.
A lot of dwarves. That seems like a big enemy.
Yeah. Whatever. Is that what Dobby is? Is a dwarf? No, he's like his own.
He's a house elf.
A house elf. We saw a lot of those, but we saw those as enemies, and we saw them as NPCs, and a whole bunch of stuff.
And the original.
We saw zombies. And
yeah,
stuff like
those are
too.
cool. The original like enemies looked neat.
Yeah.
I can't think.
No. There's a lot of neat looking stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get those frame rate issues fixed before it releases. They didn't have a date confirmed, right, for the game? I don't think we saw a date.
I don't think so.
I'd imagine it's still this year, but who knows? They don't have a date. Cool. Yeah. Well, I guess with that being said, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cubs.
See ya.
Bye.